Yep. Doing this again. Hello, I decided. I want to get back into filming. I miss it. My course at uni I had problems with last year, and I haven't been in the mood for it, so I decided, what's the one thing that got me back into it? Vlogging. So I've changed the name of this channel, and I'm going to commit to, in some form, daily vlogging, and we'll see how it goes from there. This way I can practice editing, get into a habit, and film things, and be wanting to film things more, and start carrying that camera around with me daily. I wish I could show you something interesting for the first episode, for the first day. I'm going to do these weekly, so yeah, I've noticed I've started on a Saturday. I'm going to do them weekly. I'm going to trial it for the first month, which is December 2018. And we will go from there. I've got no plans going forward on what I'm going to do. I'm making it up as I go along, because I am great at that. That is not a good sign, because apparently I found out that is the white power sign, but I've always been doing it as nice, so I need to stop doing that. I found this information out 2 days ago, and it shook me to my core. I would show you something more interesting, but I am horrifically ill. I was on the tram last week, some guy coughed all over me, full on coughing fit, right on top of me. And that sucks, because I immediately woke up the next day with the worst cold. My throat has been sore all week. I can't talk for very long because, as you can already hear, my voice is starting to go. I've not been speaking much. I'm very deaf on this side now because this ear is bunged up. And I can't walk very far because my asthma's bad. It's sat on my chest. And in 2 days, I have to give a presentation to my university. And this cold has got no signs of going away. I can't really say much now, but this is day one. Let's see where we go from here, shall we? Another reason I wanted to start doing these daily vlogs is that I have not had a good year. I have, but I haven't. And the easiest way to explain that without going into detail is that I've had a very good year, but I've been very bad during it. I've had problems with my mental health, my physical health. I've put on a bit of weight, and I've not been feeling me. Which is, the start of the year was brilliant, but since I want to say September, you know, like February, March, April, around that time I wasn't feeling great, and then September, bang, I really went bad. Mind went to a dark place. I feel it's easier talking to a camera than to real people, but my mental health isn't great. I suffer from quite severe anxiety that manifests in panic attacks and lots of sleepless nights, and I'm medicated for that. I also suffer from more mild depression, but it can get bad. And I'm disabled, like there's no getting around that. Kind of really come to terms with that fact in the past year or so. Past 2 years, I've suffered from chronic pain for about 3-4 years now, stemming from a back injury. Quite a complicated one. Easiest paraphrase was that I suffered a stress fracture in my back that wasn't spotted for 3 years. It's more complicated than that, but I cannot be bothered going into the details. But I've suffered from sciatica ever since, and it means that my walking isn't great, my mobility isn't amazing, and I now walk with a cane most of the time. And that sucks because I try and be as active as possible. I volunteer on the canal, I do as much as possible, and I'm not frail. Sometimes people seem to think I'm frail. Look at the cane, look at me grumbling when I'm walking about, but I'm not frail, but sometimes I do feel frail. You know, I don't take any benefits because I'm a charity company director, so I can't. I'm applying for a blue badge, but that's about it. I manage, but it does take a toll on your mental health when you have a flare-up and you're planning to do things. You know, you're going to go out, you're going to do walks, and you know, you're going to get out there, you're going to go to university, and then you just flare up and you don't leave the flat for a week because you just don't feel like walking because your leg hurts and you don't get enough sleep. And that's a big one. Lack of sleep. I do not get enough sleep ever. I'm rambling, but yeah. Feels easier talking to a camera than it does talking to a person. Yeah, I've not had the best year. Don't get me wrong, it's been a stellar year, but up here, I've not had the best year. And I want to change that. I definitely want to change that. I want to do things. I realise nobody's going to watch this. I was aware of that from the beginning. This is more an exercise in me getting stuff out there, screaming into the void, and doing some editing to give me something to do. I did find out yesterday, though, that I got that job. Don't want to say what job, but I got a job. I am no longer unemployed. Go me. The boy. Hello. Hello. Yes. Hello. This is Woody. He's my very old cat. He's 22. Oh yes, I got my dad a cheese advent calendar. Meet Bellora. Well, actually her name's Rosie, but me and my flatmate called her Bellora. Bit of a long story with this one. I found her on the street, about 6 weeks old, very skinny, full of fleas. She was very ill. I scooped her up. I was actually moving out of my flat. I had about a week to go before I moved out, and she came here with my parents. She was actually supposed to go to Bleakall Animal Sanctuary, but my mum decided to keep her, and my dad called her Rosie. And she has grown, obviously, and she also very playful. Da! Ow. Da! Do you mind? She hasn't quite grown out of the bitey stage. She also sucks you, and it's really weird. She just like sucks your hand, almost like she's suckling, which is very weird and a very strange sensation. Very wind-upable. Ah, ah. Gah. No, you can't attack my camera. She's very cute. Ow. She's literally been asleep here all day. She came in soaking wet. So if you're ever going out in the rain, doesn't it? By the way, she likes this, so. Never had a cat that gently nibbles you before this one. Let go. Ow. Oh, that wasn't so gentle. Hey, no glasses, because I am in bed. Stressed. I ran out of anxiety medication quite a few days ago. And being ill lying in bed lets me just stew in my own thoughts, which is a bad thing for me because my anxiety likes to go to places and stress me out. But one thing I want to talk about is my car, which I've had a lot of problems with. I drive a classic car, 1966 Morris Minor, and you'll see it soon. But yeah, it's had a lot of problems recently, basically rust, and I can repair every part of a Morris Minor, and I've been teaching myself mechanics a lot, and I've been teaching myself how to look after classic cars. But I can't weld. I don't own a welding kit, and I haven't got very much money because I'm a student. The whole point of getting a classic car was that I'd be able to afford the insurance on it, unfortunately. Welding's expensive now because a lot of mechanic places don't do it. Whereas back in when my car was a normal car, it was quite common. But it's getting welded and the wheel arch is done. And when Christmas comes around and I'm back here at my parents' house, I'm going to underseal it. I'm going to go under it, put it up on axle stands, and I'm just going to underseal everything. I'm going to clean it and just underseal it because it's so expensive to get it done nowadays, and it genuinely worries me that I'm planning on keeping this car as my daily driver for at least the next 2 to 3 years. And I don't want to deal with any more welding. I'm buying a welder next year, and I don't want to deal with any more welding until then. So, yeah, I'm going to just do that and hope for the best. I'm seeing the car on Monday, but I'm not going to have it till next weekend. Amazing what a good night's sleep will net you. For the first time in nearly a week, I feel a lot better. Not great, but a lot better. So, as I'm slightly recovering, I'm working on some university work at the moment, which is a small presentation to go along with a part of my assignment, which is going to be talking about a feature film. This year in university I have to write a feature film, and that is a 60-minute feature film, and I want to do a drama about the idle women, and I want to get into it right now because I'm still working on it. But I'm going to do some research on cabins, because obviously canal boats back in 1940. But the big stumbling block is that the laptop that I do my university work on died a while ago, and I got this one, which is great, except this one doesn't have a legit version of Microsoft Office, which means I have to use PowerPoint Online, and I hate using PowerPoint Online. It's awful. It's good for what it is, because it's free. I just wish I had actual PowerPoint, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I'm still ill. In better spirits, but I can't, I'm still ill. And I have to give a 10-minute talk tomorrow, and I spent the last week when I was supposed to have been revising being ill. And this is how every single presentation I do ends up, so a little bit of amusement is the fact that that's my old driver's seat from my Morris Minor. Fits in modern seats because these ones were really bad for my back on long journeys. Went on holiday and I came back with a bad back because I've been driving on these for a week. I want to get rid of these because I want to keep them, but because I use the Morris Minor every day, I dropped in some modern seats out of a Ford Street Cat. This is my sister's old bedroom, by the way. My bedroom is now the house. My old bedroom is now the house storeroom because I moved out. This is my parents' house. I don't think I mentioned that. And this is here, and the passenger seat's up in the attic. Bless my parents for keeping hold of them, to be fair. Today has been a weird day. I got to see my car, which is being repaired at the moment, and I saw the repair being done on it. A bit bittersweet because although the repair is brilliant, That's me struggling. Oh no! Anyway. Yeah, I sold my car, I went to uni, I gave my little presentation in uni about my feature film idea, got mercilessly grilled because I need to put more work into it, which is fair. Saw people at uni. Hey Hannah!
Hi!
Hi Chloe!
Hi! Do that.
Hey guys! So I just fucked about a bit in uni. I think my head's playing with me. My head's messing with me a little bit. Which is annoying, but it happens. Yeah. But yeah, my head is maybe not in the best place, but I did make a stupid meme, which you'll see tomorrow, because I want to pad out tomorrow, because I'm not actually doing anything. Right then. And well, as you saw from that stupid little skit, yes I am still in my pyjamas. Tumblr, it's not dead yet. Tumblr banning all not safe for work content, which to some people on a purely face level would be a good thing. Not safe for work content exists on Tumblr, and people use Tumblr who aren't over 18. But it runs a bit deeper than that, and yeah, let's mention, basically, Tumblr has had a humongous problem with porn bots and with, horrifically enough, child pornography and stuff like that. And this has been a well-known problem to the user base for years. And when you say that, it sounds awful. The problem is that the user base has been desperately trying to get rid of it for years. Everyone knows it's there. Everyone reports it when they see it. I've been lucky enough never to have seen the child pornography, thank God, because that is just horrific. But I have a blog and I have been followed by hundreds of porn bots, all linking to dodgy porn websites. I report them when I see them. It's a well-known problem. But the Tumblr staff have never, ever done anything about it. They added a over 18 filter a while ago that completely was bypassed by the porn bots because they don't care. But that was a good thing for the accounts that are not safe for work. I'm not on that side of Tumblr, but for those people that are, it was a good thing. But this scattergun approach that they've done, basically they're banning everything, and they've launched a bot that is reporting basically every post on Tumblr as explicit. They reported their own announcement post that not safe for work content is getting removed as explicit, which is hilarious. Tumblr staff obviously don't know how to run a website. Moreover, the company that owns Tumblr is not a good company. They're a very bad company. Their stocks tanked when they announced this. And it feels almost like they want to run Tumblr into the ground, which is a shame. Because Tumblr is... A lot of people don't like it, but I quite like it as at its base level as a website that I can blog on, put photos on, and meme. So I have a feeling that the backlash of this is going to be so severe that they're going to back off. But the reason that this has happened was that Apple Store took down the Tumblr app because of the fact of the completely out of control epidemic of porn bots and child porn that the Tumblr staff have never ever tried to get rid of, really. They've not done anything about it. But now, because most of the user base comes through the app, it got taken down. And they realise they're in trouble. And they don't know how to fix it. So they've just gone, let's kill everything. Please let us back on your app store, Apple. Please let us in. It's stupid, and it's only going to hurt Tumblr in the long run. It's clear that the website is just a cash cow to the people that own it. It's just a cash cow to them. They don't care as long as it's making them money, and in the end, if it's not making them money, that's it. My camera is about to die. Oh. So I got the good news. Some very good news, and it's really cheered me up, is that my car is now back from the repair shop. The repair has been done. It's very neat, considering that every single repair panel that I bought couldn't be used because of how severe the damage was. The guy who's done it, Mike, has done a pretty spectacular job of patching it, of cutting in, replacing the metal, and undersealing the wheel, which is good. Obviously, this was something that it was a problem. The wheel arch was just rotted away. There was nothing there. And now I've got a solid wheel arch. If I had been in an accident and somebody had hit me there, the whole wheel arch had just crumpled in. There was no structural strength there. Now it's solid again. That's the big, good, important bit. Yeah. I have debated going back to my parents today to pick up the car, but there is no interior in the car because it's just had the welding done. So I'm going back on Friday, back to my parents' house to rebuild the interior basically, which is completely disassembled, so that I can bring the car back here next week and I have my car then. I'm very happy about that, and yeah. I still need to do a lot of work to the car myself. I plan to put it up on axle stands and underseal the underside myself. I'm going to attack it with a tar brush and spray cans and just wash it and underseal it. It should protect it for the next few years. The scary bit is that both the rear wheel arches aren't great. Now the big bad one's been repaired. The other one, it's a lot of surface rust, but that's been sanded back and covered over. But both rear wheel arches need replacing. The only reason I didn't is because the guy who's doing the work, he specifically doesn't do restorations. He's very clear about that because, he has a business and he's not in the restoration business, he's in the car repair business. It just happens to look after a lot of classic cars because he's very good. But both rear inner wheel arches are going to need to be replaced at some point in the future, and I'm buying a welder next summer, well this coming summer, to attempt it. That's scary. Well yeah, my car is back. I can put it back on the road, rebuild the interior, and I have a usable car in university again. Hooray! Something that I've not had for quite a while now. It's been I paid my parking nearly a month ago, and I now haven't used it since, and that's just been upsetting. So yeah. Woo! My bread! My bread. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Put this down. Where do I put the bread? The kitchen's such a mess. Oh god, I haven't cleaned the kitchen in a while. Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh. Oh, that's hot. That's very hot bread. My bread. Yeah, I actually bake my own bread. This started a while ago when basically I didn't have any bread and I decided I want to make some bread. And I made some bread and it was delicious. And I've been making my own bread ever since. I make a loaf a week. And it's very nice. The worst bit though is that it's really tempting to cut it up and have really hot bread with melted butter on it and it's delicious, but that ruins the texture of the entire loaf and it's like, no. So today is a bit of a weird one. It's the 5th. Yes, I do have an advent calendar. Why not? University's on it today, but I didn't go in. Can't afford it. I don't have money. This isn't something I don't want to wallow in my own self-pity. It's just I've had to spend a lot of money and I don't have much money coming in. I just got a job, something I've been trying to get for a while, and I just got the job now. But I don't start till next week and I won't get paid till next year because I get paid for the month's work. So yeah, hero. Just kind of waiting it out, unfortunately. Because of where my university is, it costs me £7 to go in, and I'm already in my overdraft, and I don't have £7 to spare. So I'm just doing the work from home. My room, I can't go in my room though because the window's wide open because I need to air my room out. I've been having this cold, and last week I was just spent the entire week in bed, so the room needs to air. Yeah. Gotta do some health and safety stuff today, health and safety gubbins. And that's about it. Yeah. It's also raining. I used to really like the rain for some reason. Now it just makes me stressed. I don't know why the rain makes... Well, I do know. It's because I have a classic car that's leakier than a sieve, and whenever it rains I have to go out there and mop it out, but... Anyway. Not doing anything really interesting today. What a short day. Today is Thursday. Not got much planned. Again. Pretty boring day. Gonna go up to the office and clean. I'm gonna clean the flat. Apologies. Bit unwell still. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going back to Haywood, my parents' house, tomorrow. And I'm going to see my car, which has been fully repaired. And I'm going to rebuild the interior at the rear of the car. I live such an exciting life. Yeah, try to force myself to get up earlier and earlier. I failed miserably because I've just finished having my breakfast and it's 1:45. I still haven't had my medication. I should never be allowed to mess with anything because I was just messing with this alarm clock that belongs to my sister. And I accidentally pulled one of the legs off. It unscrews, and I thought, oh, that's funny, it unscrews. And then the bolt fell out that holds it in. And I don't know if I've got a small enough screwdriver at this flat to undo it and fix it. I cannot be trusted with anything at all, ever. I'm such a f***ing idiot. I literally don't have a screwdriver small enough to do this. I'm going to have to get the toolkit out of my car, and my car isn't here. Somebody's burning coal. It smells nice. Reminds me of the East Lancs. Just been up to the office. Well, not to the office, about an hour ago actually. I've just been editing this vlog up. Editing it ahead of time because I'm a good boy. Decided to have a bit of a walk on the old railway. I haven't done that for a while. I usually like to walk about 2 miles on the railway. So I'm right next to an old abandoned railway, you see, so it's been turned into a footpath, so it's a nice easy walk for me. I haven't done any walking because this cold has sat on my chest and the weather's been bad, so I thought just do a little bit. Not as much, just went up to the second bridge and back. But yeah. It's a bit weird because about 3 months ago, now, thinking about it, No, 2 months ago. I started walking with a cane permanently. I had a really bad time with my leg. I was having a quite bad week, and I started walking with a cane every day. And then, talking to some people online, I decided to see just using it every day for a month and see if it changed my quality of life. And it has, amazingly. I can't quite figure out why. I don't walk properly with the cane. I should use it on my other side. I'm aware of this. But the cane's the right height, and whenever I spend a day doing a lot of walking and I walk with the cane, I'm in less pain at the end of the day than I am normally, so I'm going to carry on using it. I have an appointment with a physiotherapist, but it keeps getting cancelled and delayed, so I'm probably going to see them in 3 months' time. The NHS is getting screwed over by government. It sucks. So, that was a week in my life. I did have a clip film for today, but I wasn't happy with it. So, yeah. It is Friday. So next week, we'll see another week in my life. I don't know how to end one of these at all. But yeah, if you did suffer through this ramble of me complaining about life constantly, thank you very much for watching. And I will see everyone next time. See you next week.